Hi everyone. Sorry about that feedback. Hi everyone, how are you doing? Good morning, good afternoon, good evening from wherever you guys are joining. Glad to see the regular faces. Few people are still joining in. And while they're joining in, please tell me how you guys are doing. Put it in the chat box, unmute and tell us. How have you been and how has your coaching business been in the last couple of weeks? I think I'm seeing you after 2 weeks. I'm sure you guys have a lot of updates. What has been happening? Any exciting news? Any progress? Any developments? Please share. Either you can put it in the chat box or you can just unmute and tell because there's only a little amount of people so far. Sirath, how have you been? Okay, I'm going to put a few people on the spot. How has your coaching business been? Would love to hear from you.
Hi, Lian. Hi, everybody. How are you today?
Doing great. Doing great. Thank you.
Yeah, I've been following you on Facebook all your life. You've been doing great. So that's keeping me in high spirits. Let me be honest. So I'm glad to be part of the community which is progressing. So let's start from there. And as for me, yeah, my discovery sessions are going on, yet to convert, but still it is in progress. And I've had some, like I posted earlier, I've been part of a webinar and stuff like that. So keeping myself a little occupied instead of being, not doing anything, started doing something at least.
Okay, good. But how have your coaching business been progressing?
Like I told you, the coaching business is happening gradually, which is like I'm taking up some discovery sessions now, which was not happening before. So just
that's good. Yeah, that's good. Yeah. Big round of applause to Sirath. Any progress is good progress, right? Tony Robbins always says progress equals happiness. Divya, how about you? How have your last 2 weeks been? What have you been doing? How has your coaching business been progressing?
As Sirath also said, like nothing much. But yeah, I'm doing my discovery sessions. So let's see if I'm able to convert. So I have not been able to convert as yet, but let's hope for the best.
Super. Thank you. One thing that we really want to hear at the SuperCoach events is that you guys took action and something new happened, right? So action equals results. Results don't come without action. So let's commit ourselves to take action, do new things every week, right? Osh, how have you been? Unmute and speak. How have you been?
I've been a bad pupil. I haven't done shit. Honestly, I haven't done anything. I haven't even thought about it yet.
I love the
I
honesty, right?
should.
You guys are a real honest bunch, and I really love the honesty.
Yeah, I know what's coming next after this call.
Superb. So thanks, Ash. Thank you. Nagraj, hi. Glad to have you joining SuperCoach community. I don't think I've seen you before. If this is the first time we are talking, welcome.
Let me welcome Nagraj, Lian. I know him. How are you, Nagraj?
Nagraj, you can unmute and talk.
Long.
You're mute.
Yeah, I know him.
Yeah. I'm super.
Superb. Glad to have you here.
Yeah, thank you very much. In fact, I'm in the group only, but somehow or other I was not well, and I couldn't able to attend your seminars all these days. So now I'm just starting my evenings for the program. So I joined the session today.
Excellent.
In fact, to introduce myself to you, I just took the certificate in the last May itself, but somehow or other I couldn't continue. As you say, that I am also frank with you. So right now I am in zero, back to zero. So now I'm starting. I think with your help, I can just pick up some motivation.
No worries. You are in the right place, Nagraj, and we once again like to welcome you. And the good thing about being at zero, being at right at the bottom is you have only one way, and that is up, right? So in every step you take is progress for you. So all the best. Hi, Parvin. Nice to see you after a while. Would like to hear from you also before we get started. How have you been?
Hi, Lien. I'm doing good, and though I've not been attending your sessions, I've been following you everywhere. Watching all your events which are already done. So I'm there. I'm not gone anywhere.
Superb. Glad to have you around, and hope all of you guys are observing one another, not only me, because see, if you look at our mastermind, all the coaches, there are some coaches who are doing some amazing stuff. Sometimes I go to some of your profiles and I pick up ideas, right? And I just convert it into something slightly different and I implement it as well. So I'm also learning a lot from you guys. So keep on going into each other's, profiles. Take a sneak peek of what they're doing and think, if I can take this core idea and piggyback on it and create my own version, what would it be? And I think we can learn a lot from each other. So I would also like to welcome Fauzia, Kalpana, and Borun who have joined. I'm not going to talk to them directly right now because they're keeping their cameras off, but would love to see your faces as well. Please switch on the cameras, get connected with the class, and we'll get things started. So if you guys are ready for today's session, go to the chat box and put ready and excite me a little bit. So we'll get things started. And I see some readies. Excellent. Right. So I've just opened the chat box so everyone can, you guys can chat to everyone when you are doing it as well. It was locked all this time. Sorry about it. So excellent. Love the enthusiasm. Love the drive. Hi, Abhishek. Welcome on board. Right. I love the commitment from Borun. He says network is, not that great, only 2 bars, but he's ready as ever to get things going. So thank you guys. Your enthusiasm, your motivation always gives me energy. Right, when you guys are pumped up, it gives me energy, so I can give you guys more. So I really admire that. And Thursday evenings, although it's once every other week, I'm looking forward to it. Even sometimes, even if I'm not prepared at all, I'm really looking forward to it because it gives me a real, increase in my motivation and enthusiasm. And I would like to thank all of you guys. So can you guys remember what's the topic we have ready for today? Right, let me just share a image once again so we all can refresh our memories, and for those who would be watching this on replay, it will help them as well. Technology, sometimes they test our patience, but in a way it's good, right? Technology tests our patience.
Lien, we all want to congratulate you. You posted some pictures. You're getting felicitated somewhere. Congratulations on that. Very proud of you.
Thank you. Thank you. And guys, with social media, what you guys also have to do in terms of as a coach is post things that gives you credibility, that gives you more awareness, right? Now, if you noticed what I posted, that what Seerath is referring to is I'm a part of a business networking group called BNI. We have about 50 business owners working together, and we just crossed 1 billion worth of business shared among each other. Does that have anything to do with directly to do with coaching? No. But when I post that, it gives credibility to the viewer saying, hey, Lien is a business owner. He networks with other people. They've achieved a significant achievement. So it has indirect impact on developing credibility. But I would never post stuff with a beer mug in my hand, you know, drinking with my friends and partying with my friends, because I'm not using Facebook as a personal tool anymore. That's a personal choice I've done, but I just wanted to make a note on it. And thank you very much, Seerath, for mentioning it, right? So let's go into today's topic, streamlining the processes in the coaching business. This is what we have in store today. I just randomly picked up this topic because I thought it was very important that we understand what we are actually doing, right? What we are actually doing, because see, we all are coaches. Yes, we are coaching. But actually, if you think about it, how much of a percentage of your business is really coaching, right? How much of your time are you actually spending in coaching? So go to the chat box and as a percentage, whether it's 10%, 20%, 100% or whatever. Yes, sir, the session is being recorded. Network strength is good, so people can watch it in replay as well. So go to the chat box, guys, and tell me, in your considering all the time that you have in your during work, how much of a percentage is actually coaching? That means sitting one-to-one across a table or online and coaching a person. How much of a time percentage are you actually spending on coaching? Give me a number. Nagraj says 0 for the time being. Okay, that's okay. Right? What about others? Osh says 6 hours. Is that 6 hours a day? Or 6 hours for the entire week? Okay, 6 hours per week. So for a week, there's 168 hours. So 6 hours means, you know what, 1%? No, 6%? 5% maybe? Seerath says 25%. Sorry, Parveen says 25%. Seerath says 2 hours on call conversions. Now, when you guys look at these answers and you ask yourself, even if you have clients, enough and more clients and coaching, I would say you're spending about 20% of your time actually coaching. Even if you're a successful coach and you're coaching people, I would say give or take, you're spending about 20 to 25% of your time coaching. Now, can you spend all your 100% time coaching? Absolutely, yes. But what's going to happen if you spend 100% of your time coaching? That month, you're going to only spend time coaching and you're not going to have time to generate sales, to generate leads, to find clients for the next month. So your next month and the month after is going to be really bad. Right? So rule of thumb, when you're coaching, you need to spend about 25 or 20 to 25% of your time actually coaching. Yes, Parveen says you'll face a burnout, right? That's the other thing, right? 20 to 25% of your time coaching. So the balance needs to go into the other processes. So we are going to understand about all these processes involved in coaching and get an understanding how we can streamline these processes. Because remember, being coach is not only about coaching. That's the point I want to drive here today. If you're thinking, I'm a coach, my business is only coaching. No. Now you're a business owner. You're not only a coach, you're a business owner. So you have your marketing, your branding, your sales generation, admin, finance, you know, a lot of processes, and we're going to talk about this, right? So let me start sharing my screen on another device, so I can use it as a whiteboard. And I want to hear from you guys. Now, super coaches, tell me, let me open the chat box so I can see what you guys are saying. Tell me what processes are there in your business, right? In your coaching business, right? So you have your main function, which is coaching. right? Your main function is coaching. What other processes are there? What other functions are there? Sira, did you raise your hand? You can unmute and talk, no problem. So,
Yes, Lena, I was saying there's lead generation, there's marketing involved.
lead generation, marketing, Pasha says business development. Okay. What else? Okay. Content development says, okay, once again, Usha says content, right? Content development. Then improving your profile, okay. Profile, or let's say branding. What other things do you guys do? Now, you guys are coaches, right? What do you guys do? From morning till evening, when you sit at your desk as a coach, what do you guys do, right? Okay. Cold calls, discovery sessions.
Build relationship.
Okay. Right. What else? Okay, refresh on knowledge. So let's say research and learning. What else? What else do you guys do? Think about your day, guys. Think about when you start seated, and especially for those who are doing coaching much more seriously as a full-time thing. When you sit at your table, what do you guys do?
Reading books based on coaching.
Okay, reading books. Okay, so that's also a form of learning.
Connecting other coaches who are already doing discovery call and have done coaching from other coaches.
Okay, talking to others, learning from each others, follow other coaches. Okay.
Attend masterminds.
Okay, right. Mastermind. Getting training to improve our approach, says Nagraj. Okay. Doing, that is once again learning. Follow up on clients, good. Attending sessions by experts like Lian. I'm no expert, I'm just like you guys, right? I'm just teaching what I learned. That's the only difference. Thank you anyways. Organize events, workshops, okay. Network, okay. Right. So the list keeps on growing, and we can think of more and more things that we can do as coaches, right? Now, what we need to do is we need to break this and understand, right? We also say social media stuff, right? Facebook, Instagram Live, and all that, okay? Say social media, uploads, etc. Now, when you look at this list, what we have written, can you see how much of it actually generates revenue? Let's look at it, right? So coaching definitely generates revenue because that's your business. Lead generation, yes. Marketing depends on how you define marketing here. If your marketing here is more about creating content, that's a bit far in terms of generating revenue. But if it's more like converting the lead gen clients, it would be closer, right? So let's try to identify what are the processes or the things that we are doing which are closer to generating revenue for us. I call them income producing activities, right? So this is a key thing you need to know as a coach. IPA, income producing activities. right? So if you look at all these activities we've written down, there are income producing activities and there are income reducing activities, IRS, right? So income producing activities are directly linked to generating revenue for you. You might say everything is, generating revenue, but closely, if you look at it, if you look at something like content development, marketing, advertising kind of a thing, it takes revenue away from you, in the sense, even if you are putting time to develop those things, time is money, right? So it reduces. But if you talk to a client and do a discovery session and convert them, it's directly generating revenue. So it's very important that you understand these income producing activities and income reducing activities in your daily list. So what I do sometimes is I write everything that I do and I look at them and I underline whatever that is directly generating me, getting me closer to generating revenue, or what I identify as income producing activities, right? So let's see what else is here. Discovery sessions, definitely. Right? Not that other things are not generating revenue, but not directly generating revenue, right? Now, when you take your day, if you spend more than 50% of your time in income reducing activities like creating content, shooting videos, creating material, doing designs, polishing up your website, right? Then planning an event, right? Doing a PowerPoint presentation deck for an event, right? Then thinking what kind of new ideas you can implement, research, learn, go to YouTube and learn new skills. Now, just imagine from your 8 hours that you're spending on working, right? And as coaches, we never spend 8 hours. Either we spend more, either we spend really less, right? Whatever the time that you spend on your coaching business, if you spend more than 50% or sometimes even 70% of the time on these income reducing activities, how can you complain at the end of the month saying I'm not having clients, right? While all these functions are very important, right? While all these functions are really, 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 really important, you need to understand what is bringing money onto the table and focus on them. So even if you have a day where you focus on 2 or 3 activities like generating leads and doing discovery sessions, right? Or creating conversations, generating leads, making offers, sending proposals, and doing discovery sessions, right? Those are directly linked to income producing activities. So even if you have a day, you don't do anything else, but you do only those, in my opinion, I would say that's a good day. Right? So that day you may have not done videos, that day you may not have done your fancy PowerPoint presentations, you might have not done planning, right? Nothing, not done your research, not read books, anything, but you've created conversations, generated leads, told people about your program, invited them to discovery calls, conducted some discovery calls. So that's a good day. Why? Because it's directly connected to your income producing activities, right? So when you look at your processes in your coaching business, I want you to get into this mindset. Right? I want you to get into this mindset, write down everything that you do, right? One good thing is, one thing that you can do is, some of you might not be involved in your coaching business from morning till evening like myself, right? I spend all my time on coaching business. So if I write what I do today and yesterday, I will have a big list like this. But for those who don't, even the last couple of weeks, think of all the little things you did, right? And write it down. And in front of it, if you can put the number of hours, if you think, okay, yesterday I spent on Facebook 2 hours, trying to create some images and upload it, put 2 hours. I spent 1 hour on Canva trying to create a post, right? I was thinking of a new idea and I think I spent about 4 hours, scribbling that new idea generation, 4 hours. Likewise, put all the things that you did in the last couple of weeks and try your best to put a time limit and see where are you spending most of your time. One of the fundamental reasons why coaches are not making money is they spend enough and more time on activities that does not generate revenue, period. Very simple. Why am I saying this? I have seen me doing it as well, right? It's no rocket science. At one point, I was doing that as well. And not one point, even sometimes I forget it and I still do it. I have those days sometime where I'm like, oh, shoot, I didn't do my sales activities today, right? So how do you do that, right? Pull up your calendar. And I would say as a coach, you guys need to be more disciplined in terms of how you use your time. And one of the best tools you can do is your calendar on your phone or your computer, right? Your calendar daily should have a sales time or a business development time or whatever you are calling that. At least 2 hours, 3 hours, 4 hours, whatever the time that you're saying, you need to have that time predefined, right? You need to have that time predefined. So tomorrow, let's say in Oshadi's calendar, tomorrow, if 11 o'clock to 2 o'clock is sales time, and if she has put that, it will give her a reminder so she can put down everything else that has been halfway done, pick up all her resources and focus on lead generation, making offers, invite into discovery calls, giving out personality assessment links or whatnot. So she is proactively spending some time on income producing. Is it clear? Right. Now go to the chat box and say, if you are committing to this as a super coach to improve your business daily, and don't give me a big number because that would never happen. At the start, let's be practical and tell me how many hours can you give yourself to generate leads and to focus on income producing activities. Even if it's half an hour, it's okay, right? Even if it's half an hour, it's okay. Even if it's 1 hour, it's okay. But just commit to that time, right? Put in the chat box, how many hours do you think you can commit this week, right? Within the next 7 days, right? Per day. So it says 3 to 4 hours. Per week, 6 hours, okay? Need to start 1 hour daily, that's okay. Ushadi says 1 hour per day, that's okay. Because not everyone is full-time coaches, right? And sometimes when you're doing a 9 to 5 job, and sometimes those are like 9 to 9 jobs, even finding that 1 hour is a big thing, right? So, but you need to be aware. So whatever the number of hours, I want you to take your calendar out right now, whether it's on your phone or whether it's on your computer that you are on Zoom, and put that time. Tomorrow from what time to what time are you going to do income producing activities? Say IPA or income producing activities or sales or whatever the terminology you want to use. Put at least 4 blocks like that or 5 blocks like that within the next 7 days. Can you guys do it while we are on this call? I want you guys to take action, because learning is not good if you're not taking action, right? Take your calendars, put down that time so you know when you are doing it, right? And once you are done, can you go to the chat box and say done? So I know how many people are taking action, right? And guys, don't go into the mindset saying, yeah, what Lien says is right, but I know what I'm doing. I'm not going to put it on my calendar, but I'm going to do 1 hour tomorrow. Don't be that person, because I've tried that. It doesn't work, right? So Nagaraj says IPA from 12 a.m. to 11 a.m. to 12 p.m. I suppose. Yeah. So 11 a.m. to noon, 1 hour every day he's going to put, right? What about the others? If you are done, please tell me you're done in the chat box. And guys, when you are sending chat messages, send it, select everyone and send it so everyone else can see it and get inspired as well, right? What about the others? Are you guys still looking at your beautiful calendar, finding it difficult to find space to insert some IPA time? Right, Fauzia says 11 a.m. to 12 noon every day. Osh says 6 to 7 done. She's an early bird. Oh, in the evening, okay, right. Abhishek says 10 to 11 p.m. Kalpana says 1 hour, 10 a.m. to 11 a.m., 12 p.m. to 1 p.m. Awesome, right? So This is what I want you guys to do, right? Learning here and going is not going to do any good unless you actually make it happen, unless you take action. Now, I want you guys to stick to this time, right? Even if you are doing something halfway through, unless it's a life and death situation, please stop that activity. And from this time to this time, whatever you committed, do some income producing activities, right? Once again, can you put in the chat box some income producing activities? Let's be very objective. What is directly generating you revenue, right? There are about 5-6 things that you can spend time. Can someone put something on the chat box? Or you can unmute and say, perfectly fine. We have a small crowd, right? So Parvin says making calls. Yes. Right. Osha says discovery sessions. Absolutely. Right. Discovery sessions. Yes. What else? Give me some income producing activities, guys. What are you going to do in this time now that you have identified it?
Yeah.
Generating leads. Yes, Nagraj.
Yeah. I am concentrating from tomorrow, of course. I'm concentrating on putting up a Facebook ad and calling for the leads and converting them to clients in the discovery session. So I'll start with, I will just concentrate only on this and let's see what else I could do to get a IPA in future.
Super. So here's a question, and what I really admire Nagraj for taking action and committed to that. Putting up Facebook ads, is it an income producing activity or income reducing activity?
It is definitely income producing because we have to get the leads in the beginning, of course.
So this is what I want you guys to understand, right? Practically everything that we do in our coaching business, including putting up nice pictures of your profile picture and readjusting your branding, that is also directly related to generating revenue at some point, right? But here, what we are focusing on income producing activities for this particular reason is stuff that is just 1 step or 2 steps away from getting a client and converting, right? I'm not saying Facebook ads are not doing it. Facebook ads are definitely helping you to convert clients, but it has few more steps and it takes money away from you. Do those things. Definitely the Facebook ads and all that, if you're doing paid marketing, do it. But when I'm talking about that 1 hour which you are spending on income producing activities, I'm talking about stuff that directly brings a client to you, right? So do all the other stuff as well, but within that 1 hour, focus on things like so there are a few other suggestions on the chat box also. Some of them are income reducing activities. This is what I want you to identify, right? So when I say income producing activities, I am referring to talking to new people, maybe on social media or otherwise, telling that I'm a coach, talking about the personality test, giving personality test links, inviting them to a discovery call, conducting discovery calls, sending them a proposal at certain points, and converting them into a paid client. The last little bit of your journey. Don't misunderstand. I'm not saying marketing is not important. I'm not saying marketing, branding is not important. Those are important. We need to do those as well. But in a world where you don't have any other resources, any other money, if you even do only these 2 things 1 hour every day, after a while, you're going to get results, right? Now, I do all what all of you guys are saying, from content marketing to videos to branding to Facebook ads to, all those kind of stuff. So all those are important. But when you objectively select 1 hour and say, I'm going to do income producing activities, always think of the last few steps of getting a client, right? Because sometimes spending the entire day without thinking, doing videos or content or going to Canva and nicely creating stuff or planning out advertising campaigns, although those are very useful, is not going to immediately bring you a client. Okay? So I'm talking about the last bit only, right? So now with that, I want you guys to take action this week, right? Take action this week. So things start happening. Right now, if you look at different processes in your business, right, as we discussed, there is a branding process, there's a marketing process, there is a material development process, maybe for those people who are creating new courses, right, then course creation, right, then new channels and partnerships, like Oshadi said, business development, right, you think of other collaborations, partners, and new channels that you can, tie up. Like Parveen says, reading books and watching YouTube videos and doing researching, right? And like some of you said, directly cold calling clients, right? Then you have the finding the prospects, converting and sign-ups, payment process, right? Sometimes some people, some of the coaches don't have the payment sorted out, right? So once a client says, I like to sign up with you, then you're thinking, oh my God, how am I gonna take the payment now? Payment itself is another process, right? Then you have an onboarding process. Do you guys have an onboarding process? When a client says, I like to start, and they pay, what happens next? Have you thought about how to onboard them into your coaching program in a professional way, where they also feel like, now that I put my money down, I'm coming into something proper. It's not like some random person is trying to figure it out, right? So do you have a structured onboarding process? And then finally you have the coaching process, right? So while there can be many different processes like that, right, we need to identify few things. One is, like we discussed, where is the money, right? The money is in the sales and the marketing, the last part, right? Largely the sales, right? Selling. Sometimes people ask, what's the difference between marketing and sales? Can someone say what's the difference between marketing and sales? Because most of the time people misinterpret or misunderstand or mix these two things. What is the function of marketing? What is the function of sales? You can unmute and tell, or you can put it in the chat box. I know there are some marketers here, so I'm expecting some good answers.
Yeah, hi, Lian.
Hi, Abhishek. So what do you think is the function of marketing and the function of sales? What's the difference?
Yeah, so I mean, these two areas are new to me also, but from what I understand, like the literal meaning of marketing is where, you are exposing yourself, or you're coming out in the open. You are like you're branding yourself. Okay, you're telling that, okay, this and this person, I'm a coach. Okay, and this is my niche and all of that. Now, sales is the actual, selling of the program where you are onboarding someone. So, and obviously so that is another, skill, how you sell your program. But all the hard part where you market a program where people come to know, okay, that's so and so program exists. That is where marketing comes into picture. This is what I understand.
So what do you think is sales is then?
So sales is like where when you're doing a discovery session, right? Based on marketing, now they have, you gave them a personality ring, and now you still got to convert them, right? Those are still prospective clients. You got to convert them. So when in that discovery session, when you're actually pitching a program, that is what I understand is sales.
Okay, super. So let's give Abhishek a round of applause for coming out and talking, right? He said, I have no idea, but I'm going to try answering this question. I love that spirit, right? So there are no right or wrong answers. We all are here to learn. So let me give you a definition which will help you identify sales and marketing. Now, see, even in our coaching where we learn, we talk about outcomes, right? One of the best ways to understand these two processes is by the final outcome. So what is the final outcome of marketing? What is the final outcome of sales? The final outcome of marketing is to generate a lead for you, whether it's creating awareness through branding, content, posts, videos, sometimes in magazines, to newspaper, to whatnot, right? What else can you do under marketing? You can do Facebook ads, you can do advertising in other mediums, e-flyers, whatever, right? So all kinds of marketing is there. But the final outcome of marketing is to generate a lead. Is a lead a client? No, it's like a prospect, right? So anything that you do directly or indirectly to generate a prospect client lead, belongs in the marketing domain. And once that lead is generated, closing that client, right? Getting him to put the money on the table, that is the sales process. So when I'm talking about income producing activities, by and large, I'm mainly focusing on the sales process, where you are converting these people to put the money on the table, right? But sometimes in certain cases, you don't have people to put the money on the table. You need to first find the people. So in the marketing also, we select very few activities which are low cost and has a higher response and less time. That's why I said when Nagraj says social media advertising is very good, it's very powerful, but sometimes a person might not have the funds to do that. So that person can actually start talking to people, cold call, right? Putting a post and inviting them to come for a discovery call, creating conversations, right? So all answers are correct, but we need to figure out in an area where we don't have other resources, how can we use this IPA concept to focus the little bit of time we have and generate money, right? So I'm going to teach you one other technique that actually made a lot of sense to me when I learned about these processes and how you can actually streamline these processes in such a way where you can get your business running, right? Now, think of your coaching business, right? And do you agree with me? There are enough and more instances that sometimes you get frustrated in your coaching business, right? Do you agree that there are instances where you get frustrated in your coaching business? Can I see in the chat box yes or no? Right? It could be any reason, right? Any process, right? Osh says yes. What about the others? Right? So Divya says yes. Right? Yes, yes, yes. Right? There are enough and more places where we feel frustrated, right? And certain processes really frustrates us. So I want you to, all of you guys must be having a pen and paper in your hand. List down all the processes that frustrates you, right? Sometimes it could be content creation. Sometimes it could be doing a video. Sometimes it could be talking to people. Sometimes it could be asking people to come onto a discovery call. Sometimes it could be asking money, right? Whatever it is, out of all these hundreds of processes that we have in the coaching domain, write down all the processes that you can think of that frustrates you, not the ones that you find it easy. Write down everything that frustrates you. Now, when you write down these processes in your frustrating list, if you have coaching, boy, you are in trouble, right? So as a coach, there is one process that you are not supposed to have in your frustrating list, right? Anything else is allowed, but coaching cannot be there, right? It says following up. Yeah, some people don't like following up. Yes. Yes, Nagraj.
In my experience, my difficulty is strategic calls. And sometimes whenever I fail in the discovery sessions, naturally go mad with the discovery sessions. And of course, the objections, I think, answering the objections and make them to pay the amount. That's
Exactly.
I mean, I get frustrated on the 3 items very much because I think I may not be so perfect in my approach in this aspects, but still I experienced my frustration in this way.
So good. So Nagraj identifies what are those few processes that really frustrates him. So have everyone figured out what frustrates them, right? Within the domain of coaching, within the things that you're doing daily. Can I see a raise of hands of people who have written down what frustrates you? Right? So if you have completed it, go to the chat box and say done or yes. So I know you guys have done it. How about the others? Reed says done. Reed, do you have a long list or a short list?
Short list. Yeah.
Okay.
As of now, yes, short.
Okay. What about the others? Right. So spend some time, think, write down all the processes in your coaching business that frustrates you. Now, here's the thing. Once you write down all these processes that frustrates you, if you guys don't have enough time, make a note. So even after the call, you can sit for another 10-15 minutes by yourself and actually do it. It's not going to take a lot of time, but it's really worthwhile, right? Because it gives you reflections. And, we learn as coaches, the most powerful breakthroughs come via the most powerful realizations. And this is a very small activity that can create a powerful realization for you. So write down all the processes that makes you feel frustrated. And then ask yourself, how much do you usually focus on these processes in your daily life, right? So for an example, if you say, I really find it frustrating to create content because I'm not a creative person, I don't know Canva, I don't know tools, so me trying to figure it out is so frustrating. The next question is, how much time do you spend on that particular process, right? So if you are focusing on processes that really frustrates you, you're screwed. Simple as that, right? Possibly that's why some of you are finding coaching to be frustrating. Now that you have a qualification, how am I going to do this? I really don't understand it, right? So which means you are focusing on what is frustrating. Now there's another question saying, but we have to do all that, right? We have to do all that. So there's no choice whether it frustrates me or not. Now that I'm a coach, I have to do all that to find clients. So what do I do now? Here's the thing. There's a method to this madness. Some of you might like to take it. Some of you might not. Some of you might find reasons why you can't choose this as well. Simple rule of thumb is, if these processes frustrates you, right? First, you need to ask the most favorite question that we ask as a coach. Why? Why does it frustrate me? Is it because you don't know? I mean, lack of knowledge? Is it because you can't? Right? Lack of ability? Is it because you don't have the right skill? Is it because you don't have time? So in front of all these reasons or frustrations that you have written, have a column and write why. Is it time? Is it money? Is it knowledge? Is it skill? Is it you genuinely dislike, let's say something like sales? Some people say, I really don't like talking to people, right? I feel very demeaning asking money, right? So write down your reasons. Rather than saying, I just don't like to do it, figure out why you don't like to do it. So when I talk with coaches, and sometimes coaches are stuck and they try to figure out, this is the path that I take, right? I talk to them and I ask, so why? Then they give a reason. I ask, what else? What else? The favorite coaching questions, right? What else? You keep on asking, dig in them until they realize, they come up with a powerful realization where they're stuck. Now, one thing is the realization. So sometimes if you realize you don't like it, you can ask an empowering question like, how can I do this particular task in a way that I like it? How can I do this in a fun way? Right? If I don't have time, how can I think creatively and find time so I can do this? And so you start asking, your second step is you start asking empowering questions. And you start asking empowering questions, which helps you come up with solutions for this, right? And here are the top 2 things that you can do for all these things that you find it frustrating. Number 1 is you can delegate it to someone else. There's no rule saying you have to do it. Other than coaching itself, you can delegate it to anyone else. Yes, it requires resources, it requires money, but there should be a way out, right? If you can't do it, if you are stuck, frustrated with these things, it's better to give it to someone and get it done rather than being stuck in one place. So one is delegation, getting it done by someone else, maybe a service provider. It doesn't have to be a service provider, could be your sister, could be your brother, right? Could be a friend. Just try to get it done by someone else if you can't do it, right? Number 2 is, if it's a lack of knowledge or lack of skill, learn that skill, right? Invest time in learning that skill. So although you spend more time in learning that skill, it's an investment. So let's say you say one of the things that really frustrates me is this Facebook ads because I really don't understand it. So you can delegate it to a social media marketing company. Yes, it's going to cost you money. The other option is you can spend some time. You can say this week, I'm going to invest 1 hour every day. That means 7 hours. And I'm going to look at videos and somehow going to figure this out. Or you take a course in Udemy, or you talk to someone else and get them to teach you, even at a cost. But you learn it. You invest time in learning that skill. Because once you master it, that particular task that you found frustrating could be a task that you do it with a breeze, right? So once again, on the long run, you stop focusing on tasks that frustrates you. Either you change the task and you approach towards that, or you delegate it to someone else. Right? So can you put in the chat box some of these tasks that you have identified that you need to change? What are these tasks? At least one per every member who are here. There's 14, so at least 14 tasks can I see on the chat box. If you are going to change at least one task, either by learning a new skill or delegation or any other way, if you are going to follow this method that we told, listing it down, asking why, figuring out where's the block and finding a solution, right? What is that task that you're going to attend to doing a transformation? Get your fingers to the chat box. I would like to see some answers. Dropping the hesitation to follow up, right? So Reed find it difficult to follow up. It's frustrating. So Reed can start asking, why don't I like following up? What is the reason? Is there an encode behind it? Is there something that I can do to reprogram it? Or is there something that I can delegate it to someone else saying, I will give you my list, follow it up. If I get a client, I will pay you something, right? Can she do that? Or can she learn a skill that makes it exciting, right? And when she finds the reason why she find following up frustrating, can she ask why and continue to ask empowering question, maybe to ask something like, so how can I follow up and make that process more enjoyable, right? See, the quality of the questions that you ask defines the quality of your life. So if you ask, why don't I like following up? You only get an answer why you don't like following up. But once you find the reason, if you ask, okay, now that I know the reason, is there a way that I can still follow up and make that process enjoyable, make that process fun, make that process exciting? Then you'll start thinking along those lines and those answers will come eventually, right? Osh says, talk to my friend and do a collaboration. Okay, right? So figuring things like that out, maybe it was frustrating to Osha, right? So how is she going to do it this week, right? Then Fauzia says changing plans every week, but don't know how to handle it, right? So changing plans every week is a dangerous place to be, which means you have not fixed your mind in what exactly you want to do, right? So you need to see, sometimes it's like flipping a coin. Either ways, you have to select one outcome. So select one plan and stick to it long enough. Say for the next 3 months, I'm not going to change this plan. Stick to it. Maybe it's the worst plan, but if you stick to it long enough, sometimes it might, you might figure out a way to make it work, right? Let me read out a few more as well. Learn the skill of video making along with content creation. So very focused. Seerath knows exactly where she's stuck and she's going to spend time in learning that skill so she can, unstuck herself in that department where she's frustrated right now. Borun says, creating a routine that I can follow up on and stick by, right? So once again, creating a routine that he can stick to, right? So maybe he has found it difficult. So he's going to create a routine. right? Marketing as well, branding and positioning, especially social media, right? So how can Varun invest his time in either delegation or learning a skill so he can actually convert that particular process from a frustrating process to something that is much more enjoyable or something that happens easily. Oops. Thank you. I didn't realize my screen was shared and open. Thank you very much for that, Reet. Right. Geeta says video creation and similar techniques of visibility, right? And then Nagaraj says strategic call failures. I don't know what strategic call failures means, right? I would like to know. Need to practice more, difficult to convert the leads to clients, need more knowledge to experience, difficult in objection, need more ideas. Now guys, when you write it down, the need more phrases are not processes, right? So what are the processes that you are going to put to this framework, right? The need is the requirement that you have, right? Divya says, I'm not good at making videos, right? So making videos is the process that she's going to work on this week, right? Remember, the easiest thing is to delegate it to someone. Yes, I understand you need money sometimes, and until you get the clients, you don't want to spend money also, right? But if you know that you're going to get clients, would you spend money? If someone looks at your palm reader, or a psychic tells you you're going to get 5 clients for sure this week, this month, right? How much would you spend, right? Think like that and spend. It's law of attraction. It's power of positivity, right? If you believe it will happen, it will happen. So investing in your coaching business versus will I get enough clients to invest is like one of those chicken and egg situations most of the clients, most of the coaches face, right? But how are you going to turn things around, right? So with that, I think we are coming to the end of our hour. Before we are winding up, we learned a few things today. We learned about income producing activities. We learned about identifying processes and identifying where our time goes and shifting it to processes that makes more sense for us, brings more revenue easily for us. And we discussed about how to identify processes that are frustrating and without getting stuck in it, how to change our approach towards it, right? So from all that you have learned, I want each one of you to unmute and tell one thing, and this has to be a brief sentence, no big stories, right? Respecting everyone's time. One thing that you're going to do within the next 7 days from what you've learned today. Agreed? Can I see a thumbs up if you agree? I'm going to bring up the people with the camera switched off as well. Please switch on the cameras for the last 5 minutes if you can. We'll start with Osha. She's right on top of my screen. So unmute and let us know what is that one thing you're going to do this week, which you learned today.
You're getting a call from me
Why is that?
to do the collaboration.
Okay. So she's going to start working on a collaboration. Good. Nagaraj, what about you? What is that one thing you're going to do? Short and sweet, one sentence. What is it going to be?
That's it. I'm devoting my time, 1 hour time from 11 to 12 in the forenoon for the IPA items like the FB ads and that converting the lead to the client.
Thank you. So Nagaraj is going to spend 1 hour for sure every day for income producing activities. Excellent. Reet, what about you? What are you going to do?
Making video, Lien.
Super. So she's going to focus on making videos. Now, it's not a directly income producing activities, but you're going to work on
The content, basically, yeah, which can attract the clients, or which can, at least I can find the leads through them.
Okay, fine. Fauzia, what are you going to do this week?
Posting my offer on social media like WhatsApp and Instagram and Facebook.
Okay, super. Posting my offer on social media and other mediums. Abhishek, what is that one thing going to be for this week that you're going to focus on?
Yeah, so this is already on the cards. I'm going to meet my friends after a long time this weekend. And my thing is, I will just be myself, and whatever coaching I have learned and whatever changes I can already feel inside me and around me, I'm going to, basically my friends will also see that, and I'm hoping that they would be curious to know, okay, what is that has changed inside me.
Okay. So
And
Abhishek, do I have permission to put you on spot?
sure, yes, go
So
ahead.
Abhishek said a lot of hoping. He's hoping a lot of things will happen this week, right? Right now, as coaches, we need to be certain on what we are going to do, what is within our control. So Abhishek, let's rephrase that. What are you going to do for sure? That one thing that you're going to do within the next 7 days that is going to change things for you, get you more closer to income producing activities or something like that. What is that going to be?
Okay, so let me then rephrase that sentence. Okay, instead of hoping, I know that this question is going to come up. Okay, Abhishek, how is life treating you and all that? What you have been doing this. So I'm going to tell the truth that last year how I came across this program and I joined this program and how it has changed my life. I'm going to put across some stories, and I'm sure that there will be questions and curiosities. Okay, yeah, can I know more about this? Okay, how can
So Abhishek's target is to share his story this week with his friends and generate some leads.
Yes, that's my
So
objective.
when you put it like that, it brings more clarity to you, right? I want to go back to Reed before I go to the next person. Reed, although creative videos is a good thing, I want you to give me one income producing activity that you're going to stick to this week.
Lien, actually, I'm traveling, so I'm not able to be very specific.
So you're excused. Use the beautiful backgrounds while you're traveling your holiday and create some amazing videos.
Thank you.
Looking forward to see them. Seerat, what about you?
I think I'm going to talk to many more people because I have been very silent. I didn't like to publicize myself, and I've been shying away from telling people that I'm actually a coach. So I think I'm starting with that because somehow it's some kind of a hesitation because I don't know, for some reason, it gets very difficult for me to make the discovery call unless some people know me and they contact me, and then it comes by the way. So I'm going to make a conscious attempt in every conversation that I make to make them realize that I'm a coach.
Okay, super. So Seerat, now if you did not have that block, if you did not have that hesitation to tell you are a coach, what would you do on social media tomorrow morning? Would you put a post saying, hey guys, I'm a qualified coach, kind of a thing?
I'm already putting posts on social media, and that's approaching all the people who already know that I'm a coach.
Right.
So the people who don't know I'm a coach still don't know I'm a coach. Right. So I'm going to address the crowd that don't know I'm a coach. And also like Reed, I'm actually looking into taking a video making something like, maybe a course or something like that, because I'm really finding it. I'm not, I don't know, I get very camera shy, not like you come and make a grand appearance, and I just love that, and it's so spontaneous, and I can speak like this on a Zoom call, that's fine. But every time I put a camera on, I don't know, for sometimes I feel like I'm frozen and all the content is lost.
See, for those who are like Seerat, one good idea is, let's say for an example, Seerat and Reed gets on a Zoom call, right? Have a chat, record the Zoom call. It comes out so naturally, then you use it on your social media. I've done that. Right? Sometimes doing a video, moment you say I'm doing a video, I don't know what to do, right? And when I know that there is a choice of ending the video, if I get stuck, it always happens. That's why even on Facebook these days, I'm doing Facebook Live. So I know when I start doing a live, there's no way for me to, go back. If I get something wrong or if a bug flies into my eye, I just have to continue, right? I would have to say, sorry guys, this happened, and I will have to continue. And sometimes those videos comes out naturally. So try that out, get together with someone, do like a discussion, record that video on Zoom. Sometimes that might turn out very well, right?
Yes, I like that.
Let's go to Divya. Divya, what is that one thing you are going to do this week?
I am going to be more disciplined in how I use my time, and definitely have that 1 hour of sales time.
Okay, 1 hour sales time. Super. Parveen, what about you? What is that one thing you're going to do this week?
I have decided to do 3 things.
Okay,
so
3 things.
One is I will follow the time that I have set for making calls and not worry about what they are going to think if I make this call to them. I'm just going to do it. And second thing is on my social media posts or reels, I'm not putting a sales pitch. So I'll add that sales pitch there. Third thing is I want to complete my book and give my credibility to the world.
Good. Well done. What about Borun? Borun, what is that one thing you're going to do this week?
Hi, so I'm currently sitting out on the terrace, so there's no lights to see my funny face. So yeah, I actually want to get organized. I'm very new to this. I haven't been certified yet. So I actually want to put things down on a calendar just to find my bearing. So that's what I'd like to do.
Excellent. Super. Thank you very much. Geeta, what about you? What is that one thing you're going to do this week? Give me one short sentence and commit yourself to something. Geeta? Geeta? I think Geeta can't hear us. Okay, let's go to who else did not speak. How about Kalpana?
Hi, Lien. Kalpana here. My network is really down, so I cannot switch on my camera.
That's okay. No problem, Kalpana.
Okay, I'm not yet certified, but one thing that I want to do this week is, get organized.
Okay. You're going to get organized, right? So now for those who gave answers like I want to get organized and all that, try your best to give more definition, more clarity in it. So at the end of the week, you know exactly what you need to do, right? How are you going to get organized? What exactly are you going to do, right? And that clarity will help you because let's say for an example, in 2 weeks when we meet, if you can say, after the last week's session, I did this, and this, right? Then that's progress, right? But if you say, I was trying to be more organized, but I exactly didn't know what to do. So I think today in the morning, I did a video on the power of clarity. You guys would have seen I came up with this theme saying the August, the month of power. So I'm going to talk about 30 different subjects every day, power of something, right? So I started with power of belief. Today I spoke about power of clarity. And that is why clarity is important, right? Given the essence of the time, I did not want to stop by with each person and correct or define what they said. But for each one of you, write down one thing that you're going to accomplish this week from what we've learned and give it more clarity, right? Specifically say what you're going to do, when you are going to do it, and how would the outcome look like when you complete it? What would have happened, right? When Reed says, I'm going to do videos, rather say, by next Thursday, I'm going to publish minimum of 2 videos. That gives more clarity, right? So define your outcome for this week, right? And when you achieve it, when you complete it, please put it in the WhatsApp group, put it in the Facebook group, tell your good story, tell your progress, share your progress, and inspire others, motivate others. We have more than 100 people, right? We have more than 100 people in that. Anywhere between 15 to 30 people come into the live sessions, and I'm really happy to see more than 50 people actually watch the videos on repeat as well. That's why I'm recording and putting it there. So inspire others, right? So if someone is watching this on replay or on YouTube or Facebook or any other medium, just like how we interact as well as, mention what you are going to do this week specifically in the comments and put it in the group when you have achieved it and inspire everyone else. So I think, have everyone spoken? Did I give a chance for everyone to speak? Did I miss anyone?
Again, I just have a question.
Yes, go ahead, Sirat.
I always miss your live session when that happens. What is the IST time that you go on live?
IST is, I'm thinking of continuing it at 7:30 in the morning, either 7:30 or 8:30. I wanted to do it 8:30, but then again, some days I have sessions starting early in the morning. So most likely I might settle down to 7:30 in the morning.
So you're saying 7:30 IST, yeah?
Yes, that's right.
Oh, you wake up so early. Okay.
It's not early.
5. You need to get up at 5. That is the hour of power.
So Parveen is in the 5 a.m. club.
5 we wake up anyways for prayer, but after that we nap again.
No.
Anyways,
Don't do
guys,
that.
Thank you very much. Thank you very much for joining in. We've come to the end of today's program. We are 10 minutes overshooting the time, but I'm really glad. I think we had a very short but a very powerful session. I'm sure you guys would have insights. Please share in the WhatsApp group or the Facebook group of something that you've learned, and invite your friends to participate in the live programs. Watching the repeat is good, but they don't have the luxury of asking these questions and interacting, right? So encourage others as well. And yeah, so that's it for the day. If you guys want to say something before we wind up, feel free to. If not, we are done for the day.
Thank you, Lien, for the very wonderful session. Each time I attend the session, I feel like wow, and thank you so much. I'm in a vacation mood, guys. Vacations are going on, but I could not miss on the session, so I'm here.
Thank you, Reed. Thank you. Thank you for your commitment.
Thank you, Lien. And everybody keep up to your commitment, including me.
Awesome, guys.
Thank you, Lien. Always
Thanks,
inspiring.
Lien. Bye.
You've been amazing, actually, and I learned a lot. Thank you so much, Lien. It's been brilliant.
Thanks for joining.
Cheers.
Cheers, guys. I'll see you guys in 2 weeks then.
Thank you.
Good night.
Thank you, guys.
Thank you so much, Lien.
Bye. Good night, everybody.
Bye-bye.
Good night.